Hello, everyone. Hope everyone has been well. Today marks 32 days since I made that simple promise or decision to unlock my door every day and step outside. I didn't start with a big goal. I didn't have a plan to transform my life or achieve anything dramatic. I simply just wanted to take that small step to step out, maybe towards myself, and also just towards other people after months of being held back by a medical condition that in some ways left me unable to have social interactions and to leave my house for days. So for a long time, even simple movements for me has been impossible. My body was frozen for days. Sometimes my mind just collapsed into survival mode and just refused to do anything, including just leaving the house and opening my door. And some of the simplest tasks that I used to do became very difficult. I was a very active runner, was completed I think at least 2 official marathons, done ultras, but then life just changed a little bit, and just unlocking my door to step out was very difficult because I struggled with a lot of anxiety. I struggled with fear, shame. So the only thing that seemed to have worked in my life 100% was work, and that is because bills have to be paid, and I sort of have a commitment to deliver certain things for certain people. So 32 days later, I can see some real improvements in my strength, in my energy, my clarity, and even in how I'm learning to manage my condition, something that has been very difficult for the last few months. I've tried severally to get back to my normal routine of walking and being out there with my club at least once a week on Saturdays, whenever it was possible, but it was difficult. The only places I went to, and it's because I had to, was things that were work related, so every other thing stopped. So the only part of the mind that was working was the work part, which is very sad and just shows how our world works. But anyway, it is what it is. So what has my 32 days look like? So some days have been gentle, and I've been sharing that journey here every day. Some days were hard. Some days I only had enough energy to stand in the sun. Some days I walked far, like last Saturday. I finally joined my running club after months of not being there. The last time I was there, I think, was the first week of January. So last Saturday I was able to go back to one of the runs and walked through a beautiful trail with beautiful landscape. And yesterday I was able to just join this team that we do hikes with, and we went to this beautiful forest and walked through vegetations and across a bamboo trail, which was so beautiful. We also had just some time to laugh deeply with them, as we remembered some of the stories that we've had on the hike, and especially the last one I was in January, before I started like struggling with my health. Some days, like this week, I rode into a matatu going to the CBD to complete some errands. I'd promised my nephew something earlier in July, I think, and I've just not been able to get it, but I finally was able to go into town and run the errand. I just noticed that my memory is still a little bit bad. I think one of the effects that I had especially was with forgetting things when I got unwell early in the year. So I just noticed that there's this one spot I used to go and buy some stuff, and I couldn't remember the floor. And then I went to this lady that does my waxing, and I was trying to call her when I was on the ground floor, just to find out if she was there, because their building didn't have power. So I was trying to fetch her contact on the phone, and I couldn't remember what her name was. I could just remember that it starts with an M. So I searched for Millie first, and then I remember, oh, it's Mercy. So those, simple things, but I'm grateful that I could be able to do those errands and complete. I had planned to do something else, but I completely forgot about it. But I'm grateful for what I was able to achieve. On some other days, I've simply opened my door and just counted that as enough, because for me it was, and I hope for anyone else who's going through the same thing that I've experienced, whatever small step you decide to take, it's okay to count that as enough. So what am I appreciating every day? The sunlight warming my screen. This year has been very cold for me, and in some months I'd had to move to the village just to get some sun, because where I normally stay had gotten so cold and I couldn't just keep up. So I'm learning to just step out and appreciate the sunlight that is out every day. Taking time to move my legs. Yesterday I was really struggling with the heels, and I kept on telling the guide that when I get to the hills, it's like my feet is not getting the glucose that I need to get in order to move those up those hills. But I'm grateful that I was able to do that and complete that. The laughter that I've had by myself, sometimes just looking at funny things and just remembering what it has been like, the deep laughter with the company I had yesterday, and how beautiful that bamboo forest was, and the scenic view and everything we could see. It was so beautiful. Appreciating the courage to be able to take public transport, which was very difficult because I get anxious, and whenever you're going to get public transport, sometimes everyone is rushing towards you. So it was very hard for me to get into maths. So early in the year, when I needed to see a doctor, I would probably get into a Uber and do that, or just go to places where I know that it will not be difficult for me to move to do that. So Yeah, so that is good progress, feeling less anxious and just knowing how to control when I need to take public transport. Strength to finish errands even though I forget sometimes. The discipline to show up gently, just appreciating the ability to manage my health more consistently now, and appreciating the signs that my body is slowly stabilizing again. And also just appreciating the quiet things that we normally, ignore, like being able to have alternatives like a water flask, which means I minimize the use of plastic because it's good for my health. Being able to just have protect myself from the sun using a hat, and being able to get fresh food from the market, something that I couldn't do for months. And above all, the simplicity of being able to step outside, something that I couldn't do, that I struggled to do. So 32 days later, I'm also just noticing some improvements. I feel like I'm getting better. My medical condition, the one that kept me stuck inside, is becoming more manageable as I'm learning how to manage it better, understanding my body better, knowing what triggers it, and just knowing how to support my healing. I'd started taking supplements that I needed, but at some point I became very inconsistent. So I've just noticed that since I've started this challenge of unlocking my door every day and just stepping out, it has become more easy for me to remain consistency with the supplements I need. I'm listening more to my body, and that is why some days, if I'm not able to walk far, I just step outside and just look at the sun, sit down, and for me that is counting as days. I'm being more responsive, slowing down when I need to, and nourishing myself with better food. I've just noticed that my sugar craving has really reduced, which is one thing that I really need to address in order to manage my health, because I need to regulate my insulin. And for me, that is a good sign, because it means that I'm less anxious, because when I'm anxious, I tend to feed on things that are not very good for me, and also a sign that my hormones are regulating and I feel more emotionally grounded. I feel more peaceful, more connected to myself. It may not be perfect, but the healing is happening, and I'm grateful for that. So what has the 32 days taught me so far? So one, we really depend a lot on motivation. So you don't need motivation, you just need one small step. Your body can heal even with slow progress. And medical, reports or conditions do not have to set you back or erase your future. Consistency can be soft, not pushing. Sunlight is is medicine. I cannot just emphasize this much. Community is medicine. You don't have to rush out there to get into community, but whenever you can join. There's no pressure. laughter. Yesterday I had a very good deep laughter that I couldn't even control myself, so it was just beautiful. And the door that you open each day may also be a door that is opening your inside. So I encourage everyone to try this if you're struggling. So to everyone who feels stuck and struggling with anything, if you feel paralyzed inside your own life, even if small tasks feel overwhelming, please do this. Open your window, you can open your door, step outside even for 5 seconds, feel the sun, take an opportunity to breathe the fresh air and just see what is happening. So it doesn't have to be grand, it does not have to be fast, and it does not have to look like anyone else. Just begin gently, quietly, consistently. And one day, like me, you may look back and say, 32 days ago, I could barely step outside. And now I'm returning to myself. Whatever help you need, if it's to clean up after yourself, please get that help that you need. One of the things that I was really appreciating now was being able to just clean after myself and have my clothes hanged by myself. Earlier in the year when I was not able to do it myself, I got the help that I needed, which was good. So get whatever help you need. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for those who've been watching my shorts as I record my journey. And also I hope that you're taking the opportunity to also walk this journey yourself. Today is the last day of November. Tomorrow December will be here with us. So I hope for softness for you, for clarity, for patience with our bodies, and for the courage to keep unlocking our doors. So until the next unlocked door, I just want to wish everyone the very best, and I pray that you find the courage and you find the grace to take that one step that you need to take as you start your healing journey, whatever it is. That's for me today.